let me discuss about the databases. I'm just recording topic by topic. Okay, so I'm going to upload topic by topic in the YouTube so that you'll get clarity instead of getting the whole 2.5 hours video at once. So you can get a chunks, pieces by pieces based on the topics, guys. Okay, fine. Any questions? Someone is unmuted or someone just joined. Srini. Okay, fine. Right. Right, so now let's discuss about the databases, guys. So what is the database? How to create the database? What is the hierarchy in the SQL server? Where we can see the databases? Okay, so everything we'll discuss, guys. So generally we have some logical hierarchy and a physical hierarchy. While creating the objects, you have to know this logical and physical hierarchy. Means logical means you cannot see with your eyes, means you can feel it, it will exist logically. Physical means you can see, physical objects you can see. What is the logical hierarchy, what is the physical hierarchy? I will show you. Okay, I'll tell you guys in the SQL server. So in the SQL servers, the logical hierarchy is, in the SQL server, generally in the SQL server instance or SQL instance, in the SQL instance databases will be there. Inside the SQL instance databases will be there. Inside the databases, okay, inside the databases we will have schemas. Inside the databases we will have schemas. Inside the schemas we will have tables. Inside the schemas we will have tables. Inside the tables you will have indexes, statistics. That is different thing. This is how logically it was structured. What is the physical hierarchy then? Physical hierarchy. Same, inside the SQL instance you will have databases. Inside the databases you will have file groups and log files. Inside the file groups you will have extents. Inside the extents you will have pages. So when you create any table in the database, that table will sit on the page at the end of the day. Got the point, guys? This is the logical object. These are the physical objects. When you create any tables in the SQL server, if you want to create a table, you should have schemas. If you want to create a schema is a kind of container. It's a kind of just a container. If you want to create the schemas, you should have databases. If you want to create databases, you should have instances. So we have instance, we don't have databases. So while you are creating databases, this is how it will work. So file groups and log files will be created. Okay, if you go inside the file groups, extents will be there. I'll explain what is extent and all. If you go inside the extents, pages will be there. So whenever you are creating a table, physically the table will be created on a single page. Okay, I'll explain about this, guys, nothing to worry. So now I want to create a table, guys. So what I should have? I should have a database. Where I can see the databases, you can see. This is the databases folder. Under databases folder, you can see two folders. One is system databases. These 4 system databases will come with your SQL Server installation. No need to create any database here. These 4 system databases will come. These 4 system databases will comes with your SQL Server installation. We don't create any system databases and all. We cannot delete also. Okay, right? Any questions, please? Any questions? Okay, fine. Right, so these are system databases, guys. These are inbuilt system databases. I'll explain about each and every system databases, what master will do, what model will do, what MSDB will do, what are the uses of these system databases, what MDB will do. What happened if there is no temp DB and all, everything will discuss. There is a separate class called system databases. Maybe tomorrow morning I'll explain. Right. So now I want to create one database. Okay, I want to create one database. How to create the database? As of now, I can see only system database. Database snapshots are something different kind of copies. You can create one copy to the existing database. Okay, I want to create one database. I don't see any user databases. Okay, how to create? Right click. You can do in two ways. One is GUI, how I am doing now. GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, so I can click on new database. If you click on new database, what will happen, guys? You will get this window. So now if I want to create any object, I have to give name, right? I have to give name to that particular object. So now what I'm going to do, I'll create one database called batch 46. This is my database name. For every object, generally owners will be there. For every object, generally owners will be there, guys. Every object, databases will have database owners. Logins will have, okay, not logins, jobs will have job owners. So like that, for every object, owners will be there, guys. If you don't give the owner, who is creating this database, guys? Who is creating? Can anyone tell me who is creating this database?
Administrator.
Very good. You can see who connected to the server, administrator. So who is creating the database? Whatever he is doing under his connection, that particular person is doing only. So administrator is creating the database. That means what? If you don't give the owner name, who is creating the database, he will act as the owner, database owner. Can I change the database owner later after creation of the database? Can I change it? Yes, I can change it. It's very simple. No need to take any downtime. Very easy. Okay. Yes, I can change the owner at any time. Who is the default owner? SA. System admin is the default login. If you see here under security, one login called SA login. This will be owner for all the objects. Why? Because SA is the permanent login, guys. No one can delete SA login. Of course, this was disabled. I'll tell you how to enable it and all. Nothing to worry. So generally, if you gave me as an admin, imagine I am Shanmukh. So imagine I connected to the SQL server as a Shanmukh. Now I created the database. So who will be the owner, guys? Shanmukh. So what I did is I just changed my company. Okay, I just changed my company. Now I am not working to that company, but still that object's owner will be Shanmukh only. But my account is deleted from that company, right? As I just left from the organization, my account is deleted, right? So that database might work properly or might not work properly. Why? Because when we move the organization, our accounts will be deleted from the SQL server list. So what happened, guys? If you are owner for any of the objects, those objects won't work properly. So that's why we have to give one permanent login called SA login. This no one can delete this login, so that's why generally always owners will be SA only. Okay, fine. Now listen carefully, guys. Here onwards, okay, you have to concentrate more. When you are creating a database, generally, when you are creating a database, two files will be created. When you are creating a database, generally two files will be created, guys. One is data file, second one is log file. Database is a collection of data file and log files, guys. Database is a collection of data files and log file. Without any file, either if you are not giving data file, I cannot create database. If there is no log file, I cannot create the database. By default, you will get these two files. With a single file, I cannot create any database. So these are the two files. You can see here, right? This is the first one is data file and the second one is underscore log, means log file. These are the logical names. If you see here, the type of the file is data. Rows data means data file. The type of the file is log file. This is. I told you, right? Here SQL Server architecture, file architecture. Under databases, file groups will be created. Under files, files will be there. Sorry, here I have to include files. Under file groups, generally files will be there. Files means your MDF file, data files. Under file groups, you will have the data files. Okay, data files will be there. So if I want, while creating, this is one data file, right? So where this file can be existed, it can be existed only in the file groups. Okay, so by default you can see one file group is created. No need to create from your side. By default SQL Server will create this primary file group. Okay, so in this primary file group, this file will exist, guys. Fine. Log file, if you see here, not applicable. Why? Log file doesn't belongs to any file group. So inside the databases you can see file groups and log files. Log files also you can add multiple log files. There is no problem, but generally we'll prefer only one log file at a time. We don't prefer multiple log files, guys. Due to performance issues, we don't prefer multiple log files. Okay, right. So under these file groups, files should be there, data files. Under this data files, of course, extents pages will be there. So here, as I am creating a database, file should be created. So where this file can be created in the file group. So that's why by default you will get one file group called primary file group. As log file doesn't belongs to any file group, you can see not applicable. Initial size, as you are creating a database, it will create two files, right? If it is creating two files, you should mention the type of the size of the file, right? Each file will have a size, either small or big. At least 1 KB size will be there, right? So you have to mention the size. Initially it will create with 8 MB. If you want, you can click OK, guys. Okay, but guys, creating database is 10 seconds work. I'll show you, but you have to understand all these terminologies. So initially the data file size is 8 MB, but still you can increase it, no issues. I want to increase to 800 MB, 8000 MB, depends upon the free space. You can increase it if you have more free space and all. Okay, or if you want to keep it as it is, you can keep it as it is, guys. Log file size is also 8 MB. Okay, initial size in MB, 8 MB, 8 MB. As our environment is very small environment, 8 MB, 8 MB. In the organization you can see this is a 1000 MB, this is a 500 MB, like that you can see. Okay, it will keep increasing. Fine. Next, guys, imagine I have a tin with 8 liters capacity. Okay, imagine I have a tin with 8 liters capacity. Once that tin is completed, once that capacity is completed, what happened, guys? If I am trying to carry the water, I cannot carry more than 8 liters, right? I have only 8 liters capacity tank or tin. So in the same way, if you see here, the size of the file is 8 MB. What happened if the 8 MB is full? Generally I will create a table, I'll insert some data. If you are keep on inserting data, that it will consume the size. Okay, it will insert in the file, so the file will grow, guys. It will grow up to 8 MB. Now what happened if the 8 MB is completely full? What will happen, guys? That is this auto growth. Once this 8 MB is full, or 80 MB or 800 MB is full, whatever initial size is full, then you have to enable the auto growth. Why? Because we have to deal with hundreds and thousands of databases. It's not easy to check, okay, in which data file free space is there, in which log file free space is there, whether I have to add it manually. You cannot check these minute things. So what I am going to do? I am going to enable auto growth. If you enable auto growth, what happens, guys? If this 8 MB is full with the data, then automatically the file will grow. Automatically it will grow. If you don't enable auto growth, generally you can see none. None means auto growth is not enabled. If auto growth is enabled means you can see like this, auto growth is enabled, auto growth. Okay, if you click on this, you can see. Okay, fine. How we want to grow these files once 8 MB is full? How you want to grow? How automatically you have to grow these files? You have two options. One is in percentage. If you give in percentage, if you give 50%, then once this 8 MB is full, What happened, guys? Can anyone explain? Once this 8 MB is full, auto growth is enabled and it is showing 50%. What will happen?
4 MB will increase.
Once this 8 MB is full, as auto growth is enabled, if you are still keep on getting the data inside the data files, then as per auto growth, you can see here 50% of 8 MB. How much?
4.
4 MB.
4 MB, sir.
Okay. 5% of 200, how much, guys? Quick. 5% of 200. How much?
10. 10.
10%. 10%.
60% of 300, how much?
Hmm?
60% of 300. 180.
180.
Very good. Okay, so you have to calculate like this. Always you have to do multiplication, guys. 60% of 300, right? 6 into 3. 6 into 3. Right? How much? 18. 318 means there is no comparison. That means you have to add one more 0. That is 180. 40% of 800.
320.
How much?
320.
320.
320 MB. That's it. In this way, 4 into 8. Here you have to calculate like this. 40 into 8. Okay. That's it. 3 into 60. The first number you have to calculate. This is the very fastest way of calculating the percentage value. So 50% of 8 MB is of course off, which is 4 MB. So now what happened once this 8 MB is full, then it will add 4 MB to this 8 MB. How much total size, guys, now? 12 MB. If the 12 MB is also full, how much it will add next time automatically? 12 MB is also full, how much it will add? 6 MB.
6.
MB. 12 for 50% of 6. Sorry, 50%
No,
of 12. 50% of 12, which is 6 MB. So 6 MB will be added. Earlier it is 12 MB, now it is 18 MB, correct. 12 plus 6, 18 MB. If that is also full, it will keep on adding 50%, 50%. Up to what level, guys? Up to there is a free space in the C drive where your files are created in the C drive. In the C drive, how much free space is there? Up to 7 GB, 7.54 GB. Up to the, why? Because your file is created in this, so in this drive only. It is keep on growing. Up to what level it can grow? Up to free space. How much free space is there? 7.5 GB. Up to 7.5 GB it can grow. Once this free space is completed, what you have to do? You have to extend this C drive. That will be done by the Windows team. Okay, extend. They will add some extra 25 GB or 100 GB or 200 GB based on the requirements. They will add the storage, extra storage. So this is how auto growth will work. Is it clear? If you give in megabytes, now tell me, guys, 100. Every time if the file is full, automatically it has to add 100 MB. So if this 8 MB is full, what is the new file size?
108.
108 MB. If that 108 MB is full, what is the new file size? 208. Every time it will keep on adding 100 MB, 100 MB, 100 MB. Okay, if you give 1000 MB, generally will give 1000 MB. Will keep in megabytes and will give 1000 MB. If 8 MB is full, it will add 1000 MB, 1008 MB. If the 1008 MB is full, it will add 1008 MB, 1000 MB, 2008 MB, like that 1000, it will keep adding. Up to what level? Unlimited you have to choose, guys. If you select limited, then it will ask what is the limited value you have to give, which is not good. You cannot set it as limited, you have to set it as unlimited. Unlimited means what? How much free space is there in the disk? It will extend up to that level. It is going to consume the whole free space. That is the meaning of unlimited. Means it will keep on growing until there is a free space in the drive. This is what auto growth. Any questions here? Please let me know. Any questions, please?
Sir.
If you're sorry.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, now we are taking 8 as an initial size now, sir.
Yes. Automatically it will get.
When we give like 50%, it will get to 4 no, sir.
4 means, see, auto growth.
Yes, sir.
How come it's not auto shrink?
Yes, sir.
Grow means what? It has to grow. How come 8 MB can grow to 4 MB? It can be more, it cannot be less. It will add 4 more MB to the existing file,
Yes, sir.
right?
After that, it will take again half of the 4, or it will take half of the 8, sir, for the
No,
next.
no, no. See, once the file is completed, the initial size will be changed to 12. Then
Okay, sir.
based on the initial size only, it will calculate. Now, it don't calculate based on the 8 MB.
Okay, sir.
It will calculate based on the current size of the file. What is the current size of the file? 12. After 12 MB is full, again 6 more. 50% will be added.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Any
Got
other
it.
questions? No problem.
Yeah. If we are forget to enable the auto growth
Forget to
while
enable the
creating the
autograph.
database,
Hmm.
even after that also we
Yes,
can
yes,
enable. No?
you can do that. No problem. At any time, at any point of time, you can enable this feature. No issues.
Okay.
But generally, no need to enable from your side. This is a default option. Auto growth will be enabled automatically. And if you see here, by 64 MB it was enabled. If you see here, I don't enable any auto growth. By default, it will be enabled. Okay, so
Okay.
there is no question of forgetting this value. By default, auto growth is enabled, guys.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions here, please? What is that add option? Where is that, Naveen? Where you can see add option? I'll explain
Below.
about this. Yeah, I'll explain about this. Okay. Right, fine. So path, where I have to save this data file. File should have one path, right? One location, right? Some location it has to be created. In which location you will create? By default, this is the path. If you want to change it, I can still change. No, I don't want to keep my files in the C drive. Generally, we don't keep the files in the C drive. We'll choose a separate drive. E drive, separate drives will be there. E drive, X drive, Y drive, Z drive. So we'll choose that drive and we'll select that drive. So the files will be created in that particular drive. As of now, we have only one drive, C drive. So there is no other chance for us. We have to keep this path. Okay, but later you can, once the database is created, if you want to change the path of the existing files, again it's not easy. Okay, it's not simply copy pasting the files from one location to another location. You have to do some extra steps and all. Okay, so better before creating only you have to choose the correct path. In which location I want to create these files, you can choose the path. File names will be created automatically. Okay, once I clicked OK, it will create a physical file names. I'll show you. Here it will create where in the C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, instance root directory, under MS SQL, under data folder. You can see one database, two files will be created here. So if you see, we have system databases, right? 4 system databases. For each system database, one data file, one log file, one data file, one log file, one data file, one log file, one data file, one log file. 4 system databases, 4 to the 8 files. You can see here total 8 items. If you create a batch 46 database, 2 more files will be added to this list. You can see 10 files, batch 46 data file, batch 46 log file. Okay, fine. So if you go to options, lot of options will be there. We'll discuss it slowly, no problem at all. Okay, what is this recovery model? Okay, all these things we'll discuss it, guys. Generally, we don't no need to concentrate on these things. Some features will be true, some features will be false. Keep it as it is. Generally, we don't change now at this point. File groups, I told you, right? When you are creating a database means collection of data files and log file. Files will be existed in under the file groups only. So by default, it will create one file group called primary file group. You can see here file group section. You can see the primary file group. Under this primary file group, there is one file. What is this file? Can anyone tell me? What is this file?
Data file.
Very good. This is called your data file. It was automatically added, right? Primary. It was mapped to primary, right? So that is your file, one file. Then you can ask one question, sir, how many files we can add to a single database? Can anyone tell me the answer? How many files we can add? Now I can see one data file, one log file, right? How many how many data files I can add, or how many log files I can add? Total database supports how many data files and log files? Okay, so you have to remember this number, guys. What is that number? 32,767.
3276.
Correct, very good. 32767. Okay, this is very important number. most of the answers, okay, like will be 32767, means numbering type of answers. How many databases we can create? 32,767. How many files we can create in the database? 32,767. How many logins we can create? 32,767. Okay, so this number is a magic number. So in case if anyone asks, see, don't tell the same number for all the things, but most of the answers 32,767 is the answer, guys. Most of the questions 32,767 is the answers. So you can add, someone asks, sir, what is this add, right? I can add extra data file or extra log file up to 32,767 files I can add. If I click on add button, I'll get extra file, guys. Now you can name that extra file. If you don't want extra file, you can remove that file. It will create, but I cannot remove log file or data file. By default, these two files should be there. Extra data file, if you want, you can create extra data file by just clicking on add button, or extra log file also. You can see here add button. You can give the name. You can select either data file or log file. Sorry, this is file group. Where is that type of the data? You can see somewhere. Yeah, here you can see. Okay, you can select either data file or log file. Okay, and that's it. You can click OK. Automatically one data file with two log files will be created. Generally we don't prefer adding multiple log files. Okay, you can add it, but it's not recommended way. Generally multiple data files will be there, one log file will be there. Okay, multiple data files and one log file will be there. So at this moment I am adding one data file and one log file. Of course I'm getting these two files by default. Okay, any questions here? Fine. So this is how generally we can.
What is the use of that extra add?
Extra file, what is
Yes.
the use of the extra file means? I'll tell you, guys. For example, now this file is stored in which drive? C drive. How much space you can add it to the C drive, guys? How much free space is there? 8 GB. Okay, 8 GB free space is there. Imagine this 8 GB is completely full. Next, we'll extend this drive. Okay, up to what level we can extend? Up to 2 terabytes. If it is there are different types of partitions, guys. At this point of time you might confuse. We have MBR partitions, we have GPT partitions. So based on the type of partitions, maximum this drive can go up to 2 terabytes. Imagine that 2 terabytes is completely utilized by one file. Okay, this file used 2 terabytes, guys, but still it needs more storage, but you cannot extend the drive. What is the solution? Can you tell me? Can anyone suggest me the solution? This drive is completely full with 2 terabytes. Now there is no free space here. Now I want a solution. What is that? I cannot say to the client, hey, my database is full, my storage is full, go to hell, I cannot give you extra storage and all, I cannot accommodate extra space and all. You cannot say like that. You are working for him, he is giving money to you. What is the problem to you to add the extra storage? So what is the solution here that you are going to provide?
In that situation, we can add one or
Use D drive.
We can add extra.
add data.
You cannot use D drive in this point, but yes, you can use another drive. You can use another drive. Okay, then what you can do, you can create one extra data file here, and you can use batch 46 file 2. F2 means not fun and frustration, file 2. Okay, so batch 46 file 2, and this file I can choose D drive. In this case I cannot choose, of course I can choose another drive. Okay, click OK. So in this way,
Can we choose that path from the network location?
No, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. Network paths and all it won't accept. It should be local paths. Your server will be somewhere, your path is somewhere, it won't accept.
Log file will also will be created.
Sir, yes, correct. Path should be local only. You cannot give network paths and all. Yes, log files also we can add it, but we don't prefer adding multiple log files. Why? Because log file architecture, I'll explain, guys. Log file is a reusable file. I'll explain what data file will do, what log file will do, nothing to worry. Log file is a reusable files. Okay, so once the data is completely moved to the data file, then the data will be deleted from the log file. Log file is a temporary file, guys. Okay, once the data moved from log file to data file, the data will be deleted, truncated from the log file. So again, the log file space will be utilized in another way. Okay, so that's why we don't prefer adding extra log files, but in case of storage, we'll add extra data files. Now you got the point. Someone asked, what is the use of the extra files?
Yes.
Okay, so now at this moment, I'm
Can you explain it again, sir?
nothing. If the drive is full that are hosting in that particular file, in which drive the file is there, if the drive is completely full, if the drive cannot extended, then we'll create one more data file in a separate drive. That's it.
Okay.
Why? Because if the drive is completely full, you cannot insert the data. If you cannot insert the data, database won't work. If the database is down, application will be down. So I have to keep on providing free space, right? But my drive maximum capacity is 2 terabytes. I cannot grow more than that. So I'll create extra drive. I'll create a separate file. I'll create that file into that particular new drive. So now the data will goes to a next new drive, another drive.
So then if we enter the data will automatically go to the other
Correct.
file.
Correct. In which file the free space is there? It's a kind of a stream, water stream. Where is the down?
The path will be automatically given, or
Correct.
we have to.
Correct. Automatically it will work. We have to do small change, that we have to disable the auto growth once the file is full. Then it will go to the next available data
next.
file automatically. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
This is how
Tell
generally.
me one second.
What you want me to tell me? What you want?
Auto growth. Auto growth
Auto
disable
growth.
or enable for
No, if the file is completely full, if you keep the auto growth is on, it will still trying to use the same file. If you disable it, when not now, once the file is completely full, at this moment you
it will
need
choose
something.
another data
Correct.
file.
Correct. You have to disable the auto growth, so it won't use the existing file. It will try to go to next available data file.
So we
Okay,
want
okay.
to do that. Otherwise, it will not go.
If you don't disable the auto growth, it won't go.
Then error will come.
Yes,
Or
it
they
will
will
simply throw the error. Data file is full error, you will get it.
Okay.
Okay. Fine, guys. So this is how generally we'll create the database, and we gave all the actually I didn't give anything. If you listen it correctly, I gave only database name and I changed the owner, but we have explained all these things, right? So that's it. So you can just click OK. Now the database will be created, guys. Just click OK, database will be created. Now see here, batch 46 database is created. And if you go to this data location folder, okay, there you can see program files, Microsoft SQL Server, instance root directory, MS SQL, and the data folder. There you can see where is that batch 46 data file, batch 46 log file. These are physical files. You can see with your naked eyes. I gave 8 MB, 8 MB, right? You can see one is first file is 8 MB, second file is 8 MB. So like this, you can create the database. The shortcuts, there is a command also to create the database, guys. What is the command? Let me write the command. Okay, so query editor is open, right? Query window. Create. What you want to create? I want to create a database. Okay, fine. What is the database name? GPA. Okay. Create database name. Right? Can I execute this query? Will it be successful, guys?
Yes, it will be success.
Right? So yes, guys, this is the query to create the database. Okay, first parse it. Yes, command completed successfully, and then execute it. Now command completed successfully. Now I cannot see the database, right? How to check whether the database is created or not?
Can refresh.
Very good. Okay, select the database folder, just refresh it, guys. You can see GP database. This is how we have to see the lengthy process, but I didn't give any path, I didn't give any file size, I didn't give any auto growth option, I didn't give anything, just create database name. So what happened to those values? If I don't give any path, if I don't give autogrowth option, what will happen, guys?
Default values.
By default, even though
Default.
here also you can create like this database, you can create like this. Okay, phone pay, click enter, that's it, done, completed, phone pay is created. Okay, initially we have to know all the things, that's why I explained every point, but it's very simple to create the database. Right click, new database, give the database name, and see here earlier I want to see all the databases. There is a query sp underscore help db. You can select this query and you can execute. This time I'll use all text. Okay, now you can see all the databases. These 4 are system databases: master, model, msdb, tempdb. These 3 are user databases: phonePay, gpay, batch 46. And if you see here, while creating batch 46, I changed the owner to SA, so you can see SA owner. But for GPay, I just gave the command GPay, and for PhonePay, I didn't change anything. I just clicked OK and it was created. So who created the database? Administrator. I didn't change the owner, right? So who created the database? Administrator. So that person will be the owner of the database. Clear, guys? Clear? Fine. So what you can do, take the break for 15 minutes, come back at 8 plus come back at 8:10, guys. Okay, what is the time now? 7:52, right? Come back at 8:05. Okay, come back at 8:05. So we'll discuss other things. Okay, and then we'll continue, guys. Okay, so I'll be back at 8:05, guys. Thank you.
12 module. 10 courses.
Fine, guys, I'm back. Any questions, any doubts? Check. Go. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, guys, so let's continue the session. So we just discussed, right, how to create the databases and all, and how to check how many databases are there. So there is a command, guys, this is called sp, and listen carefully. If any command is starting with sp, okay, if any command is starting with sp, that means that is a stored procedure. Sp means stored procedure. Okay, so there is a stored procedure to see all the databases, guys. That stored procedure is sp underscore help db, so which will tell you the name of the database and the size of the database, owner of the database, database IDs. I'll explain tomorrow. What is this database IDs and all. When the database is created, you can see here. Okay, so and you can see these other things like status and all. What is the status of the databases? Okay, read write database, read only database. Okay, so all these things we can see under sp underscore help db, guys. Okay, this is how generally we can create the database. If you want to delete the database, command is drop database name. Okay, you can use drop database, drop the database name. GPA you want to drop, you can just give this GPA. Okay, and execute this. You can execute this one, and command completed successfully. And if you refresh it, and this database is dropped, guys. Okay, there is no GPA. Right, the GUI way is right click, delete the database. You can use this delete option to delete the databases, guys. Okay, this is how generally we can create the database and we can delete the database, guys. Fine. So now let's discuss about the tables, how to create the tables and all. Okay, so we'll discuss about the tables, guys. So I told you, right, generally in the instances databases will be there. In the databases logical structure is schemas will be there, then tables will be there. The physical structure is in the instances databases, in the databases file groups, in the file groups files, and in the files extents, and the extents pages will be there. I'll explain it again tomorrow. Okay, nothing to worry. How data will come, how data will be moved from log file to data file during data file what is that architecture and log file architecture we'll discuss, guys. Nothing to worry. So now let's create the table. As we have the database, let's create the table. How to create the table generally? So there is a command. You can use the GUI method also, but there is a command. Okay, so generally in the organization we don't create the tables using GUI. We will use command only, and again we don't use our own commands and all. Developers, 90% developers will create the tables. In case if there is a chance, if you have to create the tables and all, developers will give you some scripts to execute. If you execute that script, automatically tables will be created. Okay, right. So how to create a table generally? We'll go with the command first. Later I'll show you how to create tables using GUI method. So if I want to create a table, see guys, this is one session. Let's open one more session. Like this you can open multiple sessions, guys. If you click on new query window, one more session will be opened. This is one session and this is another session. Like this you can open 32,767 sessions at a time. Means 32,767 people can connect to the SQL server. Each one can run one session. So like this, you can open multiple sessions at a time. Once your work is completed, you can close the session. That session will be closed. Right. So now I want to create the table. In which database you want me to create the table, guys? In which database you want me to create the table? Under batch 46, we'll create the table.
Watch for.
So the command to create the table is create. What you want to create? Table. What is the table name? Students. Okay, right. For example, if I want to track your information, what kind of columns I'll create, guys? I want to track your information. What kind of columns I'll create? Generally, student ID, right? I'll give you one ID, student ID. Okay. So listen carefully. Please be muted. Please be muted. If you don't have questions, please be muted. Fine. So student ID, listen carefully. Table means, as discussed earlier, collection of rows and columns. Rows means records. Records you can enter it later when you created the table, but you have to give columns, right? So while creating the table, you have to include the column names. I want to give some column names: SID, student ID, S name, student name, contact number, email ID. Like this, I'm going to track some data from you guys. Okay, so I have to give the column names first, right? So later, once table is created, you can insert the records. Fine. Whenever you are giving any column, for example, you go to the chicken shop, what you are going to do, guys? You will ask chicken. How much chicken you will ask? How much chicken you will ask? Chicken or mutton? Kgs.
1 kilo.
2 kgs, 3 kgs, 5 kgs, 10 kgs. Okay, if you have any function and all, or mutton, anything. You cannot ask 1 liter chicken, right? 1 dozen chicken you cannot ask, right? Means for every quantity there are some units. Agreed, guys? For every quantity there are some units. Water you have to, the units for water is liters only. You cannot ask 1 kg water, 2 kgs water, 1 feet water. You cannot ask like that. For every quantity there are some units. So in the same way, for every column you have to declare the data type. What kind of data it is going to accept? What kind of data it is going to accept, you have to declare. So SID column, generally what kind of data it is going to accept, guys? SID means numbers, alphanumeric number, right? So we have different types of data types in the SQL language. We have integers for numbers. If you want to declare, if you want to insert the numbers in that column, you can give integer type of data type. Okay, these are the data types. Okay, in the SQL. So character, if you want to include student names or any names, character type of data. Varchar, character type of data. Okay, float means decimal kind of thing, float values and all. Decimal is one more data type. Okay, and text is one data type, and text is one data type. Varchar max is one data type. Varchar, what is that? Binary is one data type. Money is one data type. Date is one data type. Time is one data type. Okay, so like this, different types of data types are there. Depends upon your requirement, you can give the data type so that it will accept only that type of data. SID means either it can be a integer, right? Integer, again big int is there, big numbers are there. Integer means this SID column has to accept integer type of data, means numbers. Next, S name. Okay, S name. Here it has to accept character type of data, guys. So what I'm going to give, varchar of, depends upon your name. If your name is big name and all, generally you can give up to 100 characters. So in the brackets I'll give 100. Okay, and contact number, of course it is also a number, right? So integer, right? So email ID comma email ID, this is one more column. This is varchar of 100 or 200. Sometimes if your email ID is big, you can give. That's it. Close the brackets, guys. You just open the brackets, right? Let me hit enter, or else let me drag little bit left side. You can see the complete command. Okay, still you cannot see. Okay, let me hit enter. Okay, let me, or else what we can do is, let me change this font to 100. Array, let me go with 150. Right. Okay, so create what you want to create. Table. What is the table name? Students. What are the columns in the table names? 4 columns. First column is SID, student ID, which will accept integer type of data. Second column is S name, which will accept character type of data. Third column is contact number, which will accept again integer. Fourth column is email ID, which will, every column you have to give comma, comma, comma for each and every column. After every column you have to give comma. This bracket you opened, right, and you closed it, and this bracket you opened, right, you should close it. Okay, now done. So now I want to execute, guys. Listen carefully. Very, 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 very important. Whenever you are executing any query, the first and foremost thing that you have to check is on which database you are executing this query. Can anyone tell me on which database I am executing this query, guys?
Master.
Master database.
Here you can see master is selected.
Master database.
And here also you can see master is selected. Means what? Can I execute this query in the master? Can I create the tables in the system databases?
No.
No.
Yes, we can create.
Yes.
Yes, we can create, but that's
Yes,
not
we can create.
that's not recommended. We don't create any user tables in the system database. Okay, so now what I have to do? I have to create this table in the batch 46. How to change? Select this one, change it to batch 46. This is one way. Or else you can use one query, use database name, use batch 46. This is the query method, this is GUI method. Every time you have to remember this whenever you are running one small query or big query, anything, on which database. Why? Because if you don't change the database name, this table will be created in the master. Customer asked you to create in the batch 46, but you just created in the master. That's it. That will be your last day in the organization. That's it. Very simple. Even though that's just sometimes even experienced people also, they will go in a overlook, guys, but it's very important. Clients are, you cannot expect the clients what I can say, mood. Depends on the mood. Some clients will be okay, they can understand, but some clients are very irritated, guys. They will immediately fire you. This is a small mistake only, but it will leads to your termination. So whenever small or big default query or anything, system queries, anything on which database I am running this query, any query before executing, your eyes has to go to this place. Okay, master is highlighted, means this query will run in this master. If it is select query and all, that's okay. Imagine if it is delete query, you have to delete one table from one database. By mistake you deleted the table from another database. How much impact will be there? Any query, create, select, update, delete, alter any query before running any query, always you have to check on which database you are running the query. So now master, I don't want master, let's change it to batch 46. Now it was changed to batch 46. Now you can execute the whole query and you can just click execute. Done. Command completed. Executed successfully. If you expand this batch 46 and you can expand the tables, and then you can see the table that is created, guys. What is this DBO? This is the default schema. I told you, right? Logical structure in the SQL server, the instance databases, in the databases schemas. This is your default schema. If you don't create any schema, DBO is the default schema. Your tables will be created under DBO schema. Database object. Okay, DBO. Under this schema, then you can see your table name, right? So this is how you have to create the table, guys. But don't think like in the organization will create table with this small queries and all. Very lengthy scripts will be there, lot of columns will be there. So I just to explain, initially itself I cannot show you hundreds of lines of coding, right? Just to show you this is how we can create the tables. Small queries we we will concentrate, guys. Why? Because this will comes under development. As a DBA, no need to concentrate on the development side. That can be taken care by the developers. You should know what is this query, what it will do. Create table, what it will do, it will create a table. Select, what it will do, it will retrieve the data inside the table. Insert, what it will do, it will use it to insert the values inside the table. Delete or drop, what it will do, it will drop the objects. You should know at least a basic idea about these queries. That's it. No need to by heart this all the things and all. You should know what is this data types and all. You should at least understand their coding. No need to write lines of codings. At least what they wrote in the scripts, what they included in the scripts, at least you have to understand those terminologies and all. That's it, guys. This is how generally we can create the table. Now I want to insert the records. Now table is created, right? Let me open the table. What is there inside this table? How to open it? How to read the table? You have to use select query. Select star. Star means what? All the columns. Star means all the columns. From which table? From students.
Batch 46.
Batch 46 is the database name. Under batch 46, you created one table called students. You want to see the table, right? Batch 46, guys, we can create multiple tables. There is no there is no limit in creating the tables in a particular database. You can create unlimited tables based on the storage in the database, guys. There is no limit how many tables we can create in one database. There is no limit, guys. Unlimited tables you can create based on the storage. Okay, so my table name is student, right? Students. So I have to type students. Okay, what I have to type, guys? I have to type the students. Right, now let me execute. Can I execute this query now?
No,
No.
Why?
because we selected master database.
Okay, so what will happen if I execute this query? Invalid object name means in the master database there is no table called students. Okay, why? Wantedly I selected master database to show you this error. So again my table is created in the batch 46. How come you will search the table in the other database, right? So if you are using a bike, if you kept your bike keys in the hall, you have to search in the hall only. You cannot search in the bedroom. Your keys are there in the hall, but you are searching in the bedroom. You don't get it. Your table is created in the batch 46, but you are searching in the master database. How can you get it? Invalid object name. So batch 46, now execute the same query again. So now you can see the table, guys. Okay, as of now this is an empty table. SID, S name, contact number, email ID. Nothing is there, just an empty table, guys. Now I want to insert the records inside the table. How to insert the records? There is another query called insert query. Insert into what you want to insert? Values. Sorry, in which table you want to insert? Student names, students. Insert into table name. What you want to insert? I want to insert values. Values. Again open the bracket. First roll number 1. Let's go with this students we have. Okay, we have Akshay, Aravind, Giri are on the top. Akshay. Okay, let it be. Next time, next record will be Aravind. Okay, what is the Akshay contact number? This is the Akshay contact number. And what is the email ID? Whenever you are giving a character type of data, listen carefully. Whenever you are giving character type of data, you have to give this single quotes. For string, we'll call it as a string. Okay, so email ID is also string, right? Open the braces, single quotes, akshay@gmail.com. Close this single quotes. Okay, then you just open this bracket, right? Close this bracket here. You can see here red mark. If you don't close it, you can see like this. Okay, close this bracket. Now you can see that red mark is gone. And now insert this, execute this query. What you have to check before executing? What you have to check before executing?
Database.
On which database? Very good. Okay, execute. Right? Automatic. What happened? Integer it is not taking. Okay, done. Let me change this number. Okay, it is not taking this much. This is, you have to give big int actually. So I gave integer and I'm giving big number. Let me execute. Right? So now you can see like this record is inserted. Okay, fine. So like this, if I want to insert one more record, what I can do? Control C. Okay, and hit enter, Control V. Guys, you can select the line like this, but this is not the professionalism. What you can do, go to the cursor, keep the cursor here. The cursor will be turned into a cross mark. Just select here. Automatically the whole line will be selected. Now second record. Akshay, right? Next is Arvind. Okay. 9. Okay, right? And in the same way, let me insert one more record. Third record. His name is Giri. Okay. 80 giri@gmail.com. Okay, so now you can insert multiple records at a time, guys. Select both records. Okay, you can select both the records and all text. Now I want to see all the records. How many records are there in my table now? Total 3 records, right? You can see here. Select star from students. As you selected star, it will pull all the columns information. SID is one column, SName is one column, contact number is one column, email ID is one column. You can see all the columns information if you use star, guys. If you use star, you can pull all the columns information. Clear? Any issues, any doubts in creating the tables, inserting the records inside the table? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Fine, if it is clear, that's it for now, guys. 8:30, right? So that's it for now. Tomorrow I'll show you how to filter the data inside the tables. Okay, and then
Sir,
yes,
can you
please.
check out my screen, sir? Like I'll share my screen. Can you check out some problems
What happened?
that I'm not able, like I'm not getting to know which one to download, sir? SQL tool, sir.
Which one to do? Have you downloaded the Windows software first?
Yes, sir. Download, sir.
Okay, and then what happened?
Sir, remaining I'm downloading, sir.
Okay, remaining means what?
In that SQL Management Studio one, it's not. I don't know which one should I get, sir.
Every software you can see software name and then the link. You can see the link below to that name. You can see the link clearly. It will be there. SQL Server 2017 link will be there. SQL Server 2019 under that link will be there.
Yes, sir. Link I got it, sir.
Okay.
In this one, sir. SQL Server Management Studio. I'm giving download SQL Server, sir.
Download SQL Server. So now you are unable to download Management Studio or what?
Management Studio, they're showing lot of options, sir. I'm not getting to know which one to download.
You are using my link or you are just Googling it?
No, sir. Your link only, sir.
That's very small. Okay, let's check that one, but not sure why you are facing the issue. In case if you are having that kind of issue, okay, you can easily understand by using that on-screen items and all. Okay, you can share the screen. Okay, Sri Lakshmi, no problem.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Sir, I'm sharing, sir.
Yeah, okay. Don't copy it and open it.
Yes, sir. I opened it here. Like it is coming like this, sir.
Like this. Go down. Just go down. There you can see one option. Go up. Can you see that option? Morning itself we have downloaded, right?
This one, sir. Free download is.
That's it. What is there in that?
I was thinking about this one, sir. The download SQL Server.
Download SQL Server.
This one, sir.
No, see, once you click on that link is opened, right?
Yes, sir.
That's it. You have to download. No need to open this one and all. Okay. So
Okay,
yeah, when you go to that link, automatically the one which you have selected now will open, and you have to go down. And in that case, you can go to the videos and you can check it, right? What link we used and all to download SSL.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Okay. So any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Okay, done. Okay, so we'll connect tomorrow and we'll discuss other things, guys. Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. IST. Okay, thank you all.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.